$ME equals me. $hit equals head of IT. $HHR equals head of HR. $repit equals executive vice president of IT and technology. Yes. I know. So yesterday was strange, to say the least. The meeting was scheduled for noon, so the beginning of my day was pretty mundane. Handled a few issues with users who had purchased their own machines because ours were not fast enough, even though the ones they bought were supplied by us. But c'est la vie. At noon I walked into the conference room for the video review. $HIT was in there as well as the executive vice president of IT and technology. Yes, I know, the conference started hilariously as the head of HR, or $HHR, could not get her video working. I walked her through how to fix that as it was a simple error. $ME, have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? $HHR, oh duh. Should have known it was something stupid like that. We started the conference and HOOBOY. She was gunning for me hard. $HHR, so I have in front of me 19 complaints against you this year. Can you explain these? $ME, that's it? $HHR, clearly not expecting that, yes. How do you explain it? $ME, well, as you well know, each complaint is different and most do not have merit. $HHR, so you are saying these complaints were made incorrectly? $ME, yes, that is exactly what I am saying. I pulled out the same folder she probably had. $ME, on February 12th user complained that I refused his request. $HHR, good one to start with? Explain it. $ME user wanted me to put a folder on his desktop that would allow him to transfer items between his local desktop and Citrix. This is not possible unless he works on the domain, which he does not. I offered him several alternative options but he refused each one. He only wanted the original option of a folder on his desktop. $HHR, so this was impossible? $ME, technology-wise of course it is possible. We could have set him up with an FTP option to direct into his session. But that would never ever get the approval. $HHR, let's move on to the next one. Different user claimed that you were rude to her on the phone and hung up on her. $ME, let's play the call log. The call log is me being professional while she politely berates me on the phone, until she cusses me out. I terminate the call and send it to HR. $ME, that call is the reason why SHE is fired. Your predecessor said I handled it well. $HHR, okay, let's move on to the lady who had to wait 4 extra days to get her laptop back from you. $ME, name? $HHR, lady who yelled in my face said you helped her 3 days in a row and finally took an extra 4 days to get her laptop back to her. $ME, you mean the lady who yelled in my face and got fired because of it? Yeah, I remember her. I had to go to the hospital that Friday so none of my work got done. $HHR, I see the note here. You thought you had a hernia but it turned out to be a UTI? $ME, thanks for repeating it here. Yes. Anyways, the point is her laptop was finished within 2 hours of me returning to work. The 4 days she is talking about is because we had a 3-day weekend. The meeting went on like this for well over 30 minutes as we ran through each complaint with only one that was legitimate. I misread a technical error and had to fix it 30 minutes later. Oh well. Then came the real kicker. $HHR, let's talk about the fire you started. $ME, I started. $HIT, he started. Same time. $repit, wait what? $HHR, per your report. The fuse box was overloaded when the third rack of servers plugged in and started a fire inside the wall that ended up burning out most of the building. $ME, yes, that does sound correct. What your report failed to mention on the report, which I have in front of me because I fucking sent it. Yes, I did say that. The circuit breaker was not an actual circuit breaker. It was a bypass installed to bring the building up to code. The fuse box had cabinets built over it so that the owner could hide it. When too much was plugged into a mains line, which was rated to handle it, the fuse should have blown. But there was about 50 cents worth of pennies shoved in there. $HHR, how was this missed? $ME, I don't know. I am not an electrician, I am not a state building inspector, I am not omniscient, and I am certainly not omnipotent. I went in to set up an office. $HHR, you appear to have an excuse for everything. $ME, yes, it's called CYA. You literally have that on a poster in your office. $HHR, now let's talk about your language to me yesterday. $ME, how about let's talk about your blatant disregard for the termination procedures you set in place. You created a paper snafu for my worker because you could not help yourself but to stick your nose where it does not belong. If you had followed procedure and not sent the termination paperwork through, he would have health insurance right now. Instead, you decided to play tech and fired someone in the system. I spent 4 hours yesterday chasing paperwork and trying to keep this knowledge from him. $HHR, I do not appreciate your attitude. $ME, and I do not appreciate you taking actions on your own. You may be HR, but even you are not allowed to terminate employees without. $FBIT, okay, that is far enough, you have made your point. $ME. Remember that $HHR holds your job in her hand. $HIT, like a small bird. $FBIT, thank you. $HIT. So you do need to show her some respect, that being said. $HHR? He is right. You violated company policy, you tried to terminate an employee when it was not called for, and you created a mountain out of a single email. Turning to me, do you want to keep your job? $ME, yes. $FBIT, then never take a disrespectful tone or cuss at a member of the senior management again. I expect a written apology to her by the end of the day. No further action needs to be taken here. Turning to the monitor that has $HHR's face on it, as for you. $HHR, yes? $FBIT, you will apologize to both him and the employee you tried to terminate by the end of the day yourself. While he was disrespectful, cussed, and generally made an ass of himself, he is not wrong. You did overreact and wrongfully terminate a good worker, forcing $ME here into overdrive, trying to stop it in its tracks. You could have solved this by going to $ME when you first heard about it. I heard the call log and read everything about this incident. Simply put, the end user was an idiot and needs to trust the people she calls to fix her computer. FBIT stood up and gathered his things. $FBIT, hopefully this is the last I hear of any animosity towards upper management, or animosity coming from upper management. Good day, people. FBIT left and I went back to my desk apologizing for the attitude I took with the head of HR. At 4:55 p.m. the email came in from the head of HR apologizing for her role. I then had 5 minutes to explain to the tech what happened. He decided he owed me a lunch. I miss the Wahoo lady.